And no fancy music, no fancy intros, no big graphic thing, just us.
We don't need it.
We don't need it. So, Sean,
Drew.
Comics Elite. We're upstairs in Studio B of the secret underground location that's not underground. And we're just going to get started. So, we read almost everything that comes out every single week,
Yes.
and we give you our opinions. These are the skippets and mez. There's a lot I didn't read this week. I
read a lot. I have a lot more skippets than I do mez.
So there's a lot of stuff that I didn't read because, so first off, we're a little earlier today because it's my stepkid's celebrating her birthday today. So I skipped a lot of stuff that were probably going to be mez and skippets anyway. So I'm going to show you what I did not read this week. And you probably read a lot of this stuff.
Yep.
So I didn't read Power Rangers. I've never been interested in Power Rangers. I know you are sometimes.
Yes, that title.
This is, what is this one?
Red
Son Universal.
Yeah.
I do lots of variants for Son Universal, but I don't read it.
There's a blue-haired Red Sonja in this.
Yeah, there's different color Sonyas.
Yeah.
I don't read the Zenoscope stuff. I did thumb through this Bachelorette Party. God, this just looked like the most uninteresting thing in the universe.
Imagine an uninteresting version of The Hangover.
Oh, I mean, and it's $9.
Yeah, this story.
Really, $9?
Spoiler alert! It's my skippets.
Oh, that was a tough one. I did thumb through it. Vampirella, she's getting married soon. There's the Unholy series coming out. You're liking Vampirella.
I read it.
You almost got me wanting to start reading Vampirella now because you like it so much.
I'm going to go back from the very beginning because I jumped on 2 issues ago, and Christopher Priest, his writing is still damn good.
I've always liked his writing.
And he's continuing on with the new series too.
I didn't read this Never Never. I kind of thumbed through it. It didn't really look interesting to me, so I didn't read it.
It's in my skippets. I'll explain why later.
Okay. I do want to read this. I just didn't read this. The Snifter of Death. I like the other Snifter titles.
Someone we know.
I didn't read this one. It does, doesn't it? I didn't read The Imposter because I didn't read issue 1, and I didn't feel like pushing through issue 2. And like, to be honest with you, man, I'm kind of on like Batman overload.
No, and it's another one of my skippets. It commits the egregious sin of Alfred giving up on Bruce when he was a child.
Oh, he never would have.
That's exactly it.
Never even the thought never would even entered his mind.
And it is in he.
I mean, I'm all for characters being human.
Yes,
but that never would have been.
No.
And just, Batman overload. I can't keep reading 3 Batman titles every week.
At least.
Well, this is a pretty cool cover, the Wonder Woman. I really like this cover. And I've been reading the Wonder Womans. I didn't read this one. Cloonan, I don't mind her writing on Wonder Woman so far. I just didn't have a chance to read that one this week. I didn't read this Maze book. Oh. I didn't get it. It's number 3. I don't remember reading 1 and 2.
You haven't read 1 or 2? Oh my God. It is honestly one of the best indie series right now. It's amazing.
Well, shit. Okay. Well, yeah. I will go back. I will do my due diligence to go back and read 1 and 2.
It's reminding me it's not in the same in tone, but it's reminding me of that movie Prisoners with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal.
That was a great movie.
It reminded me of this a little bit.
So usually you don't like things that remind you of movies.
I don't, but if it's a good, exception. If it's a well-written story and it's a great movie.
Okay.
But it's not the same beat for beat.
Okay.
It involves mazes. I'm down for it.
I didn't read Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. I haven't read either one of these yet. These are the second prints, I believe, right?
Yes, but actually issue 2 is the first print. Issue 1 is the second.
1 second print, 1 first. So I haven't read these. I will.
Quick reads. They're very quick reads.
Okay, I'll do again my due diligence and read those also. And again, Van Helsing. I think this is an Anacleto cover. It looks like Anacleto.
It's actually a fun issue.
But I don't can't get into it. So let's get into our mez. Okay. All right. So here's our mez. I got a bunch of mez. Okay. I'm glad you read some of the stuff that I didn't read this week. All right.
I'll start with Van Helsing. It wasn't bad. It was
with the Joker number 9.
Actually, I think that was a skip it for me. It just
Yeah, super close to being a skip it for me too. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and talk about Van Helsing. I'm not reading it.
So it's Van Helsing versus a new an evil society of like the Universal movie monsters. There's a Frankenstein, an invisible woman, werewolf, and they're after her and her loved one. It's very fast-paced, action-centered story.
Very interesting. Is Fancini writing this? No, Sean.
I think
don't know who that is.
I think Joe Bruscia is still doing some of the stories.
He's
Maybe,
on this
or
one.
not? No?
Shand Uiza.
But whoever did a great job with this. It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, Joker was tough this week. It's just, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a cliche that they get to in here, and I was like, really? In the beginning, they rehashed the history of the Joker with the Killing Joke, Death in the Family. There's such a horrific history with them.
Yes.
And it's not. And then they lead up to what's happening in this story. We're up to issue 9 of this. And it's kind of like, I don't feel a threat from the Joker. I don't feel like he's this insane person that was in Killing Joke and Death in the Family. Where's that?
Well, he was present in those books. In this book, he's only been in
maybe
one issue total.
Yeah. They should just call this book James Gordon.
Yes.
James Gordon.
Number 9.
Gets tortured by the Joker.
Yeah.
And kind of. Anyway, total meh for me. If you're liking it, read it. I'm really not liking it, and I didn't find myself enjoying this issue that much. It was almost a skip it. Okay. Next.
I've got Wonder Woman 781.
Okay, wow, you read that.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I had the Sumerian in here.
I did not get a chance to read it before we started.
You
read one? Hey, read one? I didn't.
Yeah,
No.
I've loved every Sumerian since you turned me on to it.
Yep.
And except for this one.
Oh.
This one was just, man, not a lot of Conan in it.
Interesting.
Very un-Conan-y. Conan, a lot of traveling.
Huh.
Yeah, I found myself just probably halfway through where I probably started skimming because I was just like, this is boring.
Okay.
Super boring. Very un-Sumerian-y-ish of the Sumerian. So talk about Wonder Woman.
It's another. She's back in the real world again.
Wonder Woman 781. She's back from her Greek. I really enjoyed the Greek travels she had.
Yes, she's back, and there's a lot going on. A lot of different subplots with a lot of characters, but just a lot of it's just I just don't find myself caring about it. That's the problem. I mean, and the other problem is that there's just like with Batman, there's so many Wonder Women now. I'm just like. It's kind of overload with these characters.
I think that's why I liked her when she was going through the Norse gods, because it was a whole different environment, a whole different setting. It was something fresh. It was something new.
She was alone with herself. It was just her. Yeah.
The interesting cast of characters she met out there. She found a love interest. It didn't work out. Now it's kind of like she's back in the DCU, but she's not in the Justice League because Hypolala is in there.
And she's not in Themyscira because Nubia is the queen of Themyscira. So it's like, wait.
They got to do something to keep us interested in the WW.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. What do you got?
Next one I've got is Dynamite Lives, number 5.
Didn't read that. I have Oswald's Body.
You know what? I think that was let's go and talk about that. Yeah.
You start.
So through my life, I've done a lot of research on the Kennedy assassination. I've always been fascinated by it.
You're kind of a Kennedy assassination buff.
Yeah. And this one, if everything I've seen and read, this is by far the most implausible thing I have read.
Yeah.
Everything.
It was just so the guys running around recruiting people.
Yes.
And that just was kind of uninteresting to me.
Yes, very uninteresting.
Like I hope in the next few issues we really start to. I mean, I don't know if this is if Oswald's Body is going to be like the plot device.
That's what it's
that
really
brings all these people together, and then they do stuff.
Well, it sounds like that's in the future. We're seeing
the origin of them.
That. Yes.
Yeah, they're finding the person that replaced.
Who's probably buried in that casket.
Yeah, and then whereas I just didn't think it wasn't that interesting to me. I pushed through it. It's kind of jumpy. We're introduced very quickly to a lot of characters, and they're given like the kind of blue pill, red pill type thing.
You're good at this. I need you for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of the lovable losers get together, but it was totally a meh for me. It wasn't a skip it. It was a meh. I'm not going to give up on a series on one title, on one issue.
All I'm going to say is if you're interested in the Kennedy assassination, read 11/22/63 by Stephen King. It is by far, in my opinion, his best book ever.
That's saying a lot.
Yes.
All right, what else you got?
Dynamite Lives, number 5.
I have Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood.
You know, I think that was a skip it for me, actually.
Well, there's one reason it's in my mez, because of the Ryan Brown cover. Yes,
I don't blame you.
Ryan Brown, he's a good friend of mine. He's a super talented artist. I love his covers. He probably doesn't watch these. I know he doesn't. But Ryan, you knocked it out of the park with this cover again. A great one. I pick it up just for the cover, guys. Pick it up for the cover. Talk about Dynamite Lives. This is number what?
5. Number 5. Yeah, they go into another universe, and it's just more of the same old from the past 4 issues.
Yeah,
nothing really.
Shit.
Yeah.
This is Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood number 4, by the way.
Yeah.
The stories are just. I'm so over Deadpool. It can't be corny. He fights a version of the Kool-Aid Man.
That is why it was a skip. That's why it would have been funny if it was actually the Kool-Aid Man.
Well, even if for copyright issues they don't put it, but it just wasn't. It could have been so much cooler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just didn't like it. What else you got for meh?
I've got Avengers, Tech on Avengers, number 4.
I have that also.
Yeah, it's not completely bad. It's just
meh. So if you like the robot stuff, anime type robot style, you will love this.
Absolutely.
You will freaking freak out and love this. I didn't read this, but I looked at every single page of art. I just went through it and read and looked at the art, because the art's beautiful. I really think it's fantastic. Whoever did the art on this doesn't say on the cover, of course.
Is that Peach? Is it
this is a Momoko cover, yeah. But the interior is super good.
Yeah.
I really enjoy looking at it. Again, if you like the robot type stuff, you will love this.
Yeah.
I don't like the robot type stuff, so it's a meh for me.
It's not as good a story as Mech Strike was, but
it is what we thought it was.
Yes, it was. We let him off the hook.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, what do you got next?
I got the Thing number 1.
Oh yeah, that's probably. I think that's a skip it for me.
I don't blame you for that one.
Strange Academy.
That was a meh.
Well, it was a meh. I'll tell you why.
Okay, please.
You go with Thing first.
Well, so first off, when you get a cover like this by Lee Bermeo, I'm expecting some fighting, some Thing fighting. It's gonna be badass, wall to wall knuckle brawlers.
Yes,
but no, it's a melodrama.
I hated
it.
A
jealous villain.
I hated every single thing about that issue of the Thing.
You know, and
except for that cover. The cover is fantastic.
And with all due respect to the writer, I don't have the writer's name, but he's been a longtime sci-fi writer for like the last 30, 40 years. Great writer, storied writer. But this is not what I wanted from a Thing comic book.
The series of, excuse me, sorry, daylight savings got me all over the place. It's a series of people acting out of character for me.
Walter Mosley, that's his name. Walter Mosley.
Yeah, it's kind of like he has a really bad day, kind of.
Yeah.
But he just, from his confrontation with Alicia, to
the guy she's walking with,
to what that leads to.
Yeah.
To just everything along the way just seems like she feels very disjointed. It feels out of character. The thing about the FF is they're this huge family and they have such a tight bond. And to see that crumble so quickly just felt really out of character for Fantastic Four. And then I thought Johnny Storm was overpowered. Like, he was confined to the basement. But I guess we're not staying with continuity with this.
No,
I suppose
the art in this was lackluster.
Oh yeah, it was the art was throwaway art, totally. Yeah, Marvel, raise your page rate and pay some good artists to draw something, because it was pretty bad. So I like Strange Academy. I do.
Okay.
This was kind of a meh for me because there's just a lot going on right now in Strange Academy.
And with Doctor Strange.
Yeah. So we got the dude in the basement, which felt like a pretty jacked up thing that she did, really. I mean, she thought she did something good for the guy, but it felt pretty jacked up. She's doing something nice, but at the same time, and that's pretty much cruel, unusual punishment if he's just chained up in the basement. with no trial or nothing, and he's just trapped down there. Like that seems kind of jacked up. I mean,
he's been down there for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Years,
I looked up and saw had to find out who he was. I was like, I don't remember the guy.
Yeah, I think that's back when your store had just opened here. That's what's coming out. Yeah.
So I liked the voodoo story back. The backstory was pretty good. It was just a meh for me. It didn't feel like there was that big, like there was no like, oh damn or wow moments. And I get you can't have that in every single issue. But I will say this, and you know who you are. Ramos's art is so good in this.
Yes.
He puts so much care into every page. He draws backgrounds. Most artists don't even draw backgrounds anymore. He puts work into the background. Just like a couple scenes when you have like she's at the voodoo place and all the little details in the background, and it's so good. The art is fantastic. The story was just a little slow for me. It made it into the mix.
It's in my top 10 later on, and I'll explain why later.
Okay, cool. I like to hear it. All right, we got two. I got two more.
I got three. I got Eternals number 7.
Oh God, shut up! Why? Okay.
I fell asleep. I literally fell asleep reading this.
Oh man! So I have Miles Morales. I'll start. Miles Morales. I'm gonna be mad at you. Miles Morales 32. This costume is stupid. It's so stupid. He has a mask on, and then he's wearing like a little a thing up too, like this over his mouth. You know how hot you would be if you wore that.
And wouldn't that be fogging up your glasses too and everything?
Like a hoodie over a hoodie. He's basically wearing a hoodie over another hoodie. Like it's hot, and he's jumping around because he's Spider-Man.
Maybe he had like a carb day. He had too many carbs. He got burned off.
This was so boring to me. I hate the fact that he gets in he's hurting and he gets in an ambulance. Like they're like, let's help you out, Spider-Man. Everyone needs help sometimes. He's like, thanks, man. Like you effing Spider-Man, you don't get in an ambulance unless you've had the crap. And it looked like he had superficial wounds. Like Peter's been on the verge of death, and he's never called for an ambulance.
No,
you know,
bleeding out on the couch.
I mean, come on. It was just so many. Like, I mean, they're making Miles. I don't know if they're trying to make this a big happy, whatever issue, but get out of here, man. They're making Miles to a giant pussy. Like, and ain't nobody want none of that. Just saying. Okay, Eternals. Talk about this great issue that you hated.
Nothing is just like that. I was bored to death reading this. Nothing but a bunch of whining, moping, pontificating until the final 2 pages. I'm like, holy crap, now I'm awake. Something finally happened in this damn comic. After 20 pages. Now I'm excited to see the next issue. Hopefully something happens more than 2 pages in the next issue.
I couldn't disagree more. The build up to those last 2 issues was so good, in my opinion. It is giving us a lot of background, but they're talking about kind of the voting process and what's happening. And we're up to issue 7 on this. And I've loved this ever since the first issue. I've loved it. Estad Ribic's art is amazing in it. It's totally in my top 10. I'll talk a little bit more about it later. And my last
Alien number 8.
Oh man, that's
it dropped right out. It was the more I read, it's like it's going back.
Oh, okay.
So it was a top 10. It was.
78. I guess we are on Mez, not skip it. I got Amazing Spider-Man 78.
Ooh, that was in my skip it's.
Yeah, man, this was a tough one. Boring.
Yes.
I mean, Morbius shows up and then nothing happens.
No, it's the Girl Squad beating the crap out of Morbius.
Yeah. And then another chick shows up into the Girl Squad, and it was kind of like, really? And I do like, so something pretty terrible, awesome happens to Morbius. And that kind of explains why the Girl Squad can kind of hold their own against them, which made that a little bit believable in the Marvel Universe in the context of things. But if the point was to just get him to show up and then get him to be a prisoner, but why do we need this whole issue? I mean, I don't know. I didn't like it.
Female empowerment? Female kick his ass?
It really kind of felt like that, especially when another one showed up.
Yeah.
I'm here too, guys. It's like, really? Another one? Anyway. Okay.
So this was a top 10. It just gradually just kept falling back. But, we get our good guys, we got our bad guys, we got our aliens, human characters. I can't wait to die. It's your typical alien story. It's good. It's fun. I enjoyed it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it too. Okay, skip it.
Oh, I got one more. Hellions number 17. Yeah,
Oh, I must have missed that one.
Yeah, it's good. It's all right.
Yeah, I probably would have skipped it too. Made it too.
One of the better X titles.
Okay, I don't have too many skip its, but you read a little more than me.
Woo,
So
I'm packing.
You drive the train. What do you got?
I got Batman Urban Legends #9.
I also have that.
So the one thing from this, I got a lot of notes because you do a lot of reading, you got to take notes. So not only is there not one panel of Batman in this comic, but you're leading with an Alyssa Wong Batwoman and Alice story where Alice murders several people in front of Batwoman, and they hug up and make up in the end. That's a problem. That is not good.
This whole issue that was a little ridiculous too.
Yes.
And it was just so boring to me. Mm-hmm. Nothing in here it's all throwaway stories.
Yeah, and the Tweedledee Tweedledum story? Who cares?
That was totally dumb. Like, you don't have to do a story of every single character in the Batman universe. And I mean, this is a good cover. The cover is the best thing about it. Absolutely. I know there's a lot of glare on here. You can't see it very well, but I think it was a Fujiki cover, maybe. I can't.
But if you want to read Asriel written well, read that the Arkham the World or
whatever. Oh yeah, that was super good. The World's really good. Yeah. I wish you could see this cover better, guys. But yeah, and I think it's $9. It's like $9 cover price.
This is not worth it.
Not worth it at all. $8.
Jesus, no.
Just not worth the cover price at all. You don't. Yeah, just leave it on the shelf, guys. You don't need it. Total skip it. All right, what's your next one?
My next one is Never Never #1.
Oh, I didn't even read that one. I thought it looked.
Because Ernie has been pushing it a lot, saying, "Oh, you gotta check this out. You guys gotta read it."
I'm gonna pick Black Manta.
Okay. Oh, you know what? That was one of my skip-its too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's go and talk about that.
Maybe I'll drive the train because I have all these.
Go for it.
Black Manta was just super boring.
Yes.
Super boring. I could give a crap less about when he was in like this weird astral plane because of magic or something. It's like, no, he's an obsessed, crazy madman that wants to kill Aquaman. Yeah. I don't get what this new quest he's on.
No, and I don't care. In it. He's barely in it. It's every other character in the DC universe.
Super boring. And it's supposed to lead into some Aquaman thing.
Aquaman.
Prelude to Aquaman. Boring. I don't care. Total waste of time. Don't even bother, guys. Don't even bother with this one. Okay, what else you got?
So I'm going to go back to Never Never.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. Well, I have Excalibur.
Oh, I've got Excalibur too.
You're never going to get to Never Never. Yeah. You will never. Another one. God, so boring.
Yes.
Stop trying to give us King Arthur and
like an evil King Arthur.
And the knights, and I don't care about this version of Psylocke. I'm sorry, it's not even Psylocke. It's Betsy Braddock now, and I don't care about anything in this issue. No. It's the most un-X-Men title of all the X-Men titles that there could possibly be.
And this is why it was canceled.
It's the most further removed. Thank goodness it was canceled because this is awful. Even the art's kind of, it's written in a really like childish art style. Just didn't enjoy it at all. Didn't enjoy it at all. Anything you want to add to that?
Nope. You nailed it on the head.
Very cool. So my next one is The Thing. So you can go and do your Never Never.
Never Never, #1.
Yeah, I talked about Thing. Terrible.
Yeah.
The cover's the best thing about it. It's just too much. Too much that's not believable. And it gets Ben to this weird place. And plus he's just moping around and he's like a little bitch. Like, man the fuck up. You're supposed to be a badass like pilot and you're the Thing. Yeah. Like you're gonna mope around.
Right there on the cover. Look how badass that cover is.
Ripped Dr. Doom's helmet off. He's growling and snarling with flames around him. Nope. He's crying and moping and pouting like a little bitch. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead with Never Never.
So I really wanted to like this because it's been built up for so many months by Ernie and everyone else, how great it is.
Okay.
The Thing.
Is this issue 1?
Yes, this is issue 1.
Okay.
So I think it was like a second print came out.
Oh, okay.
So the Thing, if you really think about it, if you can freely leave a hellish, cannibalistic landscape fantasy land, why on earth would you go back?
Good question.
You have and it's like so Peter.
Great question.
So Peter
why
Pan.
Would you?
Exactly. So Peter Pan Pippin more in this comic steals Wendy from our Earth, takes her there back to this hellish landscape where everything is destroyed and everything, and they're all trying to eat her. And it's like, wait a minute. I'm like, let's backtrack. Why would he go back? Why would he not stay on Earth and eat as many victims as he wanted to?
Yeah.
It's like the reverse, the Marvel Zombies. You know, when Reed got tricked, and when they're trying to escape. It's like, if you can freely leave, why would you go back?
Interesting. Okay, it's I didn't read it. I will read it. But yeah, I didn't read it. Okay. My last one. You have a few more. I have this Teen Titans.
I've got What's the Furthest Place from Here? Holy crap.
Oh, I really like that.
What?
Yes, I really like that. I knew you were gonna hate it.
Where's the camera? Am I being punked right now?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna hate that.
Matthias has got a camera. I'm
nope. So here's why I hated this. There's one thing that totally threw me off in this. How do I word this? Okay, so if DC Comics is the bastion for the politically correct, super woke writers to be safe and to make Superman gay and everyone's gay now and people are bi and everything's happening with the super wokeness. So Jonathan is a prisoner.
No,
right?
no, that's Connor.
I'm sorry, Connor. Connor is a prisoner. Superboy, right? He's a prisoner, and his captor, he's chained down. She walks up to him, among other things, and she totally gives him a big giant kiss. If that was switched, and that was a chick that was chained down, and a dude forced himself on her and gave her a kiss, the Twitter wokeness would go bananas because that would never be allowed to happen. The hypocrisy is alive and well.
Well, so one, you're absolutely right. That is true. Number two, I think their write out for that is that she's a Daxamite, like Starfire. Like they're passionate.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the writer's write out for that.
It's still assault. It's still assault, right? It's borderline sexual assault. It's not. If that would have been switched, doesn't matter what even if it's in character for someone to do that, they would have. It would never have made it into print. It would have got edited out, and it. Oh man, the hypocrisy is alive and well. I'm telling you. And the whole rest of the issue was kind of boring anyway.
Really? I had fun reading it.
I was mad because I when I first read that, when it first happened, I couldn't get over that. I was like, it's got to be an even playing field, right? Just like women want equality until it's time to cut the grass. I mean, that's kind of a joke I say, but it's the point's there. Anyway, don't get me started. Drove me nuts. Hated that one part. Ruined the whole book for me. And I couldn't call me shallow. I couldn't get over it. Okay, talk about this great issue that you hated.
So I hated this with every fiber of my being. This comic.
Why?
So one, I've said it before in videos, I'm really getting tired of the post-apocalyptic stories. I think they're really getting played out now to this point.
Okay.
So that was strike number one. 2 and 3 was just a bunch of jackass millennials getting drunk, high, and treating each other like shit in this comic. I couldn't care less.
That happened, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't care less. I really.
Happened.
Why should I care for these people if they're treating each other like crap? I'm not invested.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll talk about it when I get to my top 10.
Okay.
I can see why you didn't like it. I knew you wouldn't like it.
Okay.
I called it. Okay. What else you got for skip-its? I'm out of skip-its.
Joker number 9.
Okay.
So, real quick, I hate how they're trying to connect everything. Like, no, the him stealing the nuclear missile. No, how it's all connected with this one organization. And no, don't do it, James. No.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yes. Diplomatic immunity. Batman the Imposter. Talked about it briefly. Alfred would never give up on Bruce ever. Even when he's a kid in this, he's not going to leave. No, not happening.
So, and there's a difference between adding to a character and then writing a character completely out of context.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit in Eternals.
Sonya Versal. Nothing. I mean, reading this, just nothing really happens. It's
a good Yoon ratio variant.
Yeah, it's a good ratio variant, but the story, I just couldn't really care any less for the blue Sonya in this. There's nothing really made her stand out to me. Nothing really dazzled me.
Gotcha.
G.I. Joe, Real American Hero.
Oh, I didn't read G.I. Joe. It's a good Freddie Williams Jr. cover, though.
Yes, it is. He's a good artist, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be great if you were like a publisher and you can get him, you know, do art for you.
Imagine if he joined a group of other artists that made their own titles. Wouldn't that be cool shit?
That would never happen. It's never going to happen.
Never happens.
Never.
Never. It already did it with Image.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they'd just be a bunch of copycats, copying Image.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, anyway,
it's very boring, bland, generic. The corporate base, it gets turned into a casino. Yes, casino and resort. I'm sorry, casino and resort.
I want to go there. I'll go there on vacation.
The bachelorette party, it sucks. It's a lame, dumb version of The Hangover, but with possible witches. It's
$8.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know another thing, the cover is like. Don't give us 30% of the cover is
the banner.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be the old school like Tales from the Vault and all that shit. But you're making your money on the pinup covers, but it's half of it's a big purple block.
Yeah,
just saying.
And next to last is Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood.
I
just like you said, the only reason to get this would be the Ryan Brown cover. All the stories in this just sucked. One was a straight up ad for a manga.
Yeah,
I'm like, are you kidding me? I couldn't believe it.
Terrible.
And last one is Amazing Steve Spiderman 78. It's the Girl Squad beating the crap out of Morbius.
Yeah,
end.
Didn't like it either.
No.
All right. Yeah. Wow. That's it. That's it, guys.
30 minutes. Yes. 20 some odd minutes off.
30 minutes. That's awesome. So, yeah, you may not agree with us. You may agree with us. Whatever. A lot of his stuff you liked, I'm going to have in my top 10, which will be in the next video. Some of the stuff is in my top 10 he's going to hate. That's cool. You get two different opinions. We give cool stuff away every single week. I have no idea what we're giving away for this one, but it'll be something awesome. I'm looking at a giant pile over here of double-signed prints from Donnie Cates and Rice Stegman. Maybe you'll win one of those. All you got to do is comment your like number in the comments down over here. Comment, right? It takes 2 seconds. Just grab your phone, pick it up, unlock the screen, and real quick, hit like and just type a comment. It takes 2 seconds. And then you got to subscribe. It's just push the button to subscribe because you won't get notified when we do our giveaway videos. So, and they're coming up really soon.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for the support, guys. You know what to do. We're going to end the video. Don't listen to us. Buy what you like. Collect what you want. Don't listen to the haters. And we'll see you in the next video.